You will never, ever, ever be successful if your primary objective is just the artistry. Like, you have to come at it from a commercial perspective and a client perspective. You can still create amazing, creative, artistic content, whatever the content is, whether it's music, painting, miniature painting, sculpting, music. It doesn't matter what the creative endeavor is, but if you're going to be doing it in a public space or for clients, like, the commercial aspect of it comes first, always, 100%. And like Da Vinci, like, we've talked about this a bunch. Like, if you look at like Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart, you look at these great stage actors. They do the stage for the art, they do the movies for the money. So what you're looking for is a balance of projects that can fulfill your creative needs while also being able to provide you with making a living. And that means there has to be a crossover, there has to be a balance. And if you're very, very lucky, you can be the critical role, lightning in a bottle, where you get to take what you love doing and make a lot of money doing it. Now, that is not impossible to achieve, but it is very, I wouldn't even say it's difficult, but it does require the understanding that if you want to take your hobby and commercialize it, then you have to think about it commercially. You can't think about it from the perspective of, well, it's all about the art. The art has to be pure. I'm an artist. I'm an artiste. No. No. You want to make money? You want to pay the bills? You want to put food on your table? Like, you got to worry about creating art that sells. Abstract is only going to get you so far. Hopefully that makes sense without being condescending. I don't know if it did. I don't know if it successfully did that. You do not have to get into clickbait and rage bait, but you do have to be conscious of creating clickbaity, click-worthy content is what I was trying to get at, and worried about the commercial aspect. You've been working freelance for over 6 years now, getting fed up with it, thinking of transitioning, also creating music and videos. Definitely a part of me that wants to make it my new job, but I don't want to make content just for being successful. Yeah, that was the comment that made me want to react to that. Was I don't want to make content just for being successful. Sorry, I was rereading the comment. Yeah, if you're gonna do it in the public space, there is no other reason to do it in the public space other than to be successful at it. Like, no one wants to be someone creating content that no one watches or no one listens to. The whole purpose of commercializing it is to make money at it. I certainly don't like I mean, and I'll be honest with you, I've been very open with people about this. In the course of the past 4 years, I mean, we're coming up on our 4th year anniversary of this. When I play games, there might be games out there that I start playing and I think it looks fun and it looks cool and I want to play it. But then I play it and it gets, if it's only getting like 10 people watching, fuck that, I'm out. Like, I don't care if it's a fun game that I enjoy. I have bills to pay. And I would much rather, not only that, but I have, these days, because of where the channel has been growing towards, I get sponsorships now. Like, I'm playing on a key from Treehouse Games right now for this game. Like, I get keys all the time. There are obligations that I have in terms of being a content creator and streamer, of providing these. They're not clients. Let's not twist that. Not unless they're paying for sponsorships. If they're paying for sponsorships, they are clients, and clients have specific commercial expectations, especially if you've told them that you get X amount of views on your streams or X amount of views on your videos. Like, you have to be conscious of that as a content creator and streamer. If you have sold that to someone as something that you can offer, and then you go off and play a game that only gets you 5 views, that tanks your whole analytics and then skews everything in terms of the overall numbers when you're talking about what you're promoting to your clients. So there does become an aspect of this when you're doing this for a living, where sometimes you have to say, I might like that game, but it's tanking my views and it's tanking my analytics. I gotta move on. Like, there's no point in me playing a game to 10 people. That's like me playing a game in the privacy of my home. There's no point in doing that. If I'm gonna stream it, I need to make sure that I'm getting X amount of views. And that number X is gonna change based on how long you've been doing this. When I was streaming in the beginning, I was happy to get 5 people watching my streams. Fuck yeah, 5 people. Nowadays, I know that I have a general minimum viewership on most days of like 60 to 80. Depends on what we're playing. 60 to 80 is the minimum. I will occasionally keep playing a game even if my numbers dip. But for the most part, if I'm not hitting my 50 to 60s, I'm out. Like, I'll go play something else that's going to get me the views that I want. Because I do have daily minimums that I'm looking at. And I have goals that I've set myself at the end of the year. Like, for example, you know, we have a goal on Twitch this year to get to a minimum of 5,000 followers. We're closing in on that goal right now. We still got a few months left, so we should be able to hit that by the end of the year pretty easily. Having goals like that is the only way to like achieve the next level of success and going to that next level. You know, and then we had days like when Dune Awakening launched, we had like 750 people watching, you know, the streams. So, you know, daily minimums and then new game launches. You know, I think about a month ago when Voyagers dropped for No Man's Sky, we were averaging like about 200 people per stream. You know, so since I'm a variety streamer and content creator, the traffic does this a lot. But you do have to be worried about that. You have to make, if you're going to do this for a living, you have to be worried about the content being successful. It's absolutely, I think Co Carnage has a good discussion on this from a couple years back where he was talking about, like, one of the things you have to pay attention to as a streamer and content creator is growth. And if you're not paying attention to the growth, what's the point of doing this? Like, there's no point in being a content creator or streamer in the public space if you're just going to ignore the growth. Because you do have to pay attention to the numbers. You have to pay attention to drop campaigns. You have to pay attention to what's new, what's hot. Anyway, speaking of No Man's Sky, this is a good point for me to segue over, and we'll move over to the next stream. It's about 6:30 in the morning. I got about 2 hours ahead of me before I have to take the grandniece to school. So I'm going to wrap up Voyages of Nera this morning. Give me about 10 minutes, and we will have a new stream up for No Man's Sky. If you're watching on Twitch or Kick or TikTok, just hang out. There will be a new stream up in about 10 minutes. If you're watching on YouTube, you will need to refresh. And then if you're watching this episode after the fact, this is getting clipped out and put into the playlist on how to make a living as a content creator and streamer. So make sure to check out the previous episodes in this YouTube playlist. I think there's 15 episodes or so up. And you too can learn how to make money doing content creation and streaming for a living. See you guys in a bit.